Under our second caution here, we've completed 79 of the 200 laps. Debris out on the racetrack. Race leader Carl Edwards had a 0.6 of a second lead. That was erased. And our lucky dog will go to Casey Roderick in the number 70 here in the OneMain Financial 200. As you can see that Carl is leading the parade down pit road. Vince?
The 30 of Jason Leffler. Remember, he took just 2 tires on that initial stop. They're going with 4 tires and a track bar adjustment this time. Jamie?
And Joey Logano, they're going to make another wedge adjustment, air pressure, and 4 tires for the 18. Dave?
The leader on the upper right will take 4 tires, air pressure reduced in the front tires, another piece of tape. It needs to turn a little bit better. Doc?
Clint Boyer said, I'm getting very loose. They said, how about air pressure? No, I need air pressure and something else. So a half a round down on the track bar to help Clint Boyer. Trying to get it full of Sunoco fuel. There goes Carl Edwards by. Here goes Boyer trying to beat the 20 car. Brian Truex out. And it's a race off pit road, guys.
And Ryan Truex's crew does a great job picking him up 2 spots. Clint Boyer drops 1. The big winners, Brian Scott, he picks up 4. Casey Kane, the biggest loser, as he drops 3. So 80 laps of 200 are down here at Dover. Boy, a couple of big losers on pit road here at the NASCAR Nationwide Series at Dover.
Yeah, you see Elliott Sadler, everybody making some adjustments here, but Elliott Sadler takes the spring rubber out of the right rear, takes a little extra time. Also, you can see him turning the wedge bolts. 16.5 seconds, lose 4 seconds to Ryan Truex's crew there. So
he's going to restart 12th. Joey Logano, they had a couple of lug nuts problem on pit road. He dropped from 6th to 15th on the restart. Up front, as we go green, it's Edwards, Truex, Boyer, and Keselowski.
And that Truex that you mentioned is Ryan Truex. Number 20-year-old doing a nice job here, staying up front.
The 19-year-old from Mayetta, New Jersey. This is his hometown track. His brother's going to be on the pole for the Sprint Cup race tomorrow, and here he is running in second. And he has been impressive since getting into this ride just a few races ago.
yeah, you see how the racetrack is a lot lighter right there. It darkened up quite a bit after that long run, and after they ran under caution, it actually pulls a lot of that rubber back up off the track. It'll rubber right back in pretty quickly, though.
Yeah, that's what makes these restarts so difficult, the drivers were telling me. When it does that, it gets that front end gripping. You already loosened the car up for anticipation of the, tightening up a little bit, so it makes it very difficult.
Let me do some house cleaning. We had 3 wave rounds, McClure, Shepard, and Skinner. We told you Casey Roderick got the wave round. 24 cars on the lead lap. Sorensen took a look on the inside of the 66. How about the battle for second place? It's heating up. Here comes Clint Boyer trying to get underneath the 20. They're side by side. Can Truex hold him off? No.
You see that last pit stop for Clint Boyer, they were making chassis adjustments on that car.
Let's get it up. Oh, boy, that 20's starting to look a little twitchy, Dave. What are you hearing?
Well, a lot of pressure with these Sprint Cup regulars all around him right now, but Ryan Truex on that last pit stop wanted the car to turn just a little bit better at the start of the run. So that's what they gave him. As you see the battle between teammates here, that's what they gave the 20 car of Ryan Truex. So that may be why it's just a bit twitchy right now.
All right, thanks for the update. As you saw, the Reed Sorensen 32 getting by his teammate. So Sorensen now into the 14th position. He's still got a lot of work to do.
See, Truex is dropping another spot possibly here to the 22 car of Brad Keselowski. I think Brad's car is going to be coming to the front. I saw the first couple laps of the restart. His car was really free, like you talked about, Dale, on that track with all the rubber pulled up off of it. It seems like when the track gets rubber back in, this 22 car starts to the front.
Yeah, Ryan Truex is doing a nice job. Every time that he's been in this 20 car, you see a little bit more progress with him. But holding off that 22, I'm not sure that I wouldn't let him go on by and maybe try to learn a little bit. Doc, what are they saying about this 22?
Well, he's been free on exit, and just getting freer and freer. And of course, changing 2 tires didn't help him. But now, what they did on that last stop, DJ, rubber out of the right rear, tape to the nose. They got it full of fuel, and now Brad K has got a rocket and trying to prove it.
Keselowski 1.9 seconds behind our race leader, and he's got his hands full right now trying to get around Ryan Truex, and watch him work the wheel here.
Yeah, Truex's car is really solid. I mean, we've seen it be a little twitchy, but it's fast. It's maintained its position pretty well all day.
Well, Truex, since getting this ride 3 races ago, 11th at Atlanta, his best of a 4th at Richmond, and a 13th at Chicago. Let's check in on the 30 of Jason Leffler. Now remember, he took 2 tires on the first go around. Vince, what are you hearing?
Yeah, the problem with the 30 right now, guys, is the fact, as you mentioned, he did take 4 on that second stop after 2 initially, but just reported he felt like he had a vibration, maybe a tire going down. The guys are up on the wall, but so far Leffler's staying out.
He is running 16th with Mike Bliss right behind him. And Bliss has been one of those unsung stories of the series lately. He has had some consistent top 15 runs. They're running 11th in the championship points.
I don't like that vibration talk I hear. That's usually a loose wheels after a pit stop.
This is one of those places, because we talk about the chatter that you get. As we see Brian Scott trying to take spot away from Ricky Stenhouse here, but that you'll get a vibration around this racetrack most of the time, but so you have to be really careful in trying to diagnose that. But if it's something you haven't had before, then you better be careful.
That is the battle for 7th between the 6th of Ricky Stenhouse and the 11th of Brian Scott. Jamie, give us an update on the 6th car.
Marty, you guys have talked about it, how loose the 6th car was. He's been stepping out all over the racetrack, but that's not his main issue. On that last round of stops, he said, I am tight in the center. That's the #1 issue. So they loosened them up, track bar adjustment, wedge out, and 4 tires got the car a little bit better. Vince?
And right out the back of that 6 car, you see the 11 of Brian Scott, kind of the forgotten Joe Gibbs car. The 18 and the 20 gets most of the attention in the Nationwide Series, but it's been a real good run of late for the 11 of Brian Scott with Kevin Kidd. And by the way, guys, the 30 car is on its way in. They're going to pit and take the right side tires. Remember, we told you the 30 thought he had a tire going down. The 30 of Jason Leffler is coming in, and they're going to give the right side tires to Leffler.
Now, Andy,
well, they got a 50-50 chance of getting the right one there.
Well, and you're not a big fan of this.
No, I'm not. If you're going to go ahead and bite the bullet and pit, make sure you fix the problem. You know, I know they might feel confident that it's the right side, but you're still only 50-50 on getting that.
So a bad break for Jason Leffler, who, of course, as we've documented a few races ago, still looking for either sponsorship to continue that ride with the Turner Motorsports team, or looking to move on. There's your top 5.
Halfway in race 29 of this NASCAR Nationwide Series season. From the Monster Mile, overnight rain gave us a greener track. Drivers fighting a bit of conditions out there. Some slow and faster pit stops have led to some interesting strategies being played out. Welcome back to the NASCAR Nationwide Series at Dover OneMain Financial 200. Make sure to go to NASCAR.com for all of your latest NASCAR information. Out front, it is Carl Edwards who has a lead over by more than a half a second over Clint Boyer. He's been out front an awful lot today, 89 laps. The pole sitter, Elliott Sadler, led for 10. We've seen 5 lead changes and 3 cautions for 14 laps. And Rusty, I know who you're watching, Brian Scott.
Yeah, I've been watching Brian Scott. He's looking really well. In fact, his lap times have been hovering around the top 4 for many, many laps. And this is one of the best runs I've seen him make. You know, a couple weeks ago at Chicago, he finished 3rd. It was on the pole there. He's got a little momentum right now, Brad.
Yeah.
And that 11 car is looking good.
Yeah, he is looking good today. And the guy from East, Trevor Main, he has raced his way up into that 5th position. Has a strong run going. His lap times are mirroring almost Carl Edwards. So Trevor's doing a good job. Can get a caution, get caught up with Carl on a restart maybe. Maybe he'll have something.
Yeah, I tell you what, the one car I see some problems with right now is that number 7 car, Jamie McMurray. He's lost about 5 or 6 positions. And Jamie, I don't know what's going on with that car, but you probably do.
Well, Rusty, he was having some issues before that last round of stops. He said the throttle will only go down halfway, and then I have to let off, and then it'll go all the way down. I don't know what's going on, he said. When he came in, they had a good pit stop. They made up 3 positions, but there's something weird going on with that gas pedal.
I'll tell you what, if you're having problems with the gas pedal out here, the last thing you want to have happen at this racetrack is have a throttle stick, because I'm telling you what, you flat hit the wall hard here. These guys really get down that corner deep. Brad, could be a big problem for him.
Yep.
You know who's not having a problem with their gas pedal? That would be the guy that's been up front for 93 laps today, Carl Edwards. Dave, what's going on with him?
Well, maybe nothing so far, but about 10 laps ago, he said this.
The engine sounded a little funny down the back straight the other 2 laps ago. Make sure that 33 knows we might have trouble. Copy that.
He hasn't spoken about it since then, and neither has the 33 gotten around him. So Carl maintains the lead, but he's very conscious of what his motor is sounding like.
Now, what's interesting is this, is Edwards is the leader. His teammate is leading the championship. That's Ricky Stenhouse Jr., currently in 8th. If you know your teammate is maybe questioning that engine, what would be going on in Stenhouse Jr.'s mind?
Well, I think anytime you got the same engine as another fellow that's having a problem, it does go through your mind that maybe you've got the same thing might happen, whether it's a valve spring or a valve going bad or oil pressure problems. It could be many, many things. But from what Carl's saying, it could simply be just a carburetor problem, which is causing this problem, which really wouldn't be the same thing as Ricky. The internal parts of the motor, Nicole, is what I'd be concerned about if I was another driver like Ricky Stenhouse. Listen to Carl.
Stenhouse in 8th, but there's the leader, the 60, Carl Edwards. Marty?
Well, and you guys talked about the goal at the beginning of the race for the 60 car was to not allow Elliott Sadler to lead a single lap. That did not happen. He led the first 10, but Carl is just a few laps away from clinching the most laps led, so that will deny that bonus point to the 2 car. Let's go back a little bit further in the field and check in on Elliott Sadler and see how he is doing. He is running in the 9th position right now, guys.
That's not the biggest problem that you were talking about with the 60 car leading the most laps. The biggest problem with Elliott is his car is just not up to par right now. You know, he qualified on the pole. We felt like he had a good enough car to stay up there. It looked like he did the first run, and then after that, they just have not been able to get it adjusted. Matter of fact, I think that last adjustment hurt him.
Well, hey, Doc, he told me before the qualifying session today that this car was going to be good on the long runs, but it doesn't seem to be working out that way.
Marty, he told me exactly the same thing. He thought they would be, and early on they lost lateral grip on the right rear coming up off the corner. They thought a track bar adjustment would make a difference, and as Andy said, he said on the radio, that didn't help, guys. If anything, it hurt me. They took a rubber out last time. That was that lengthy pit stop they had. That doesn't help much either. He still doesn't have much rear grip, being able to lean on that right rear coming up off. And DJ, most drivers like to be able to lean on that right rear and get back in the throttle here. So,
yeah, you sure do, Doc. It's a big help if you can have that security and stand in the throttle up out of the corner.
So the challenge for Elliott Sadler, make one more better adjustment that gets you back towards the front of this field. Let's talk about some ABC Saturday Night Football action, because Taylor Martinez and the 8th-ranked Cornhuskers are looking to stamp themselves as a Big Ten threat in their first game in the conference when they face Russell Wilson and the 7th-ranked Badgers. 2 top 10 teams, Nebraska and Wisconsin. Saturday Night Football is presented by Southwest Airlines. It's all part of Tailgate Week, fired up by Kingsford Charcoal at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. It's ABC tonight.